So if you're thinking of moving to Boise, I'm sure you're gonna wanna visit the area first. So in this video, I wanna highlight 4 places that you shouldn't miss when you come to visit Boise. Now before I jump into it, let me just say that really this is just a teaser to what to see here in Boise. There's so many more places to see here in the Treasure Valley that I can't mention in this video. So what I did is I actually wrote a guide for visiting the area. It's 23 pages long, it's got tons of pictures, suggestions, and a full itinerary. It's a free download, so click on the link below and download the guide after you watch this video. So the first place you have to see when you visit Boise is the downtown area and the Capitol building. And let me just mention a couple things you have to see while you're down here. First off, you have to see the Capitol building. It's a beautiful historic building. It's actually 208 feet tall, which is the area code for all of Idaho. About 200,000 square feet and was built between 1905 to 1912. Most of the building is actually built out of stone that is quarried from Table Rock Mountain. And an interesting little fact is after they quarried the stone, they carried the stone from the quarry over to the site here by convicts who were staying in the Idaho State Penitentiary just at the foot of Table Rock Mountain. And it also happens to be the only Capitol building in the United States that is heated by geothermal water. So you can go inside. It's a free self-guided tour. You can check out the state Senate chambers and the House of Representative chambers. There's also a cool little museum that you should check out down in the bottom level. So just a quick note on the Idaho state government. This is where the governor's office is located. Brad Little is the current governor here. He's a Republican. In fact, 21 out of the past 33 governors of Idaho have been Republican governors. Now, Idaho is a deep red state. The governor won the state with 60.5% of the votes, and the Democratic candidate, Stephen Hyde, only got 20.3% of the votes in this past vote, November of 2021. So after you've had a look inside the building, I recommend walking down 8th Street to check out the shops and restaurants there, and that's gonna be just to the right as you exit the building. Now as you walk down 8th Street, you're gonna wanna pop into Freak Alley. This is the Northwest's largest open-air multi-artist mural gallery. It was started in 2002, and since then hundreds of artists have left their mark on the back of the shops here in the alleyway in 8th Street. So from 8th Street, you're gonna wanna make your way over to the Basque Block. Boise actually has one of the largest Basque communities in the United States. There's about 16,000 Basque that live here, and there's an entire section in town that is devoted to the Basque heritage. So the Basque are a people group in southwestern France and northern Spain. They have their own culture and language. So this is the Basque Block. There's a number of shops and restaurants and a heritage museum that talks about their culture here. After you've checked out the Basque Block, you can make your way back to your car, but as you're walking around, let me mention a few shops and restaurants that I like down here that you might want to check out as well. One of my favorite places to get a drink and some pub food is 10 Barrel Brewing Company. It's on the corner of 9th and Bannock. So if you have a bit of a sweet tooth, you might check out the chocolate bar on 8th and Bannock Street and get some handcrafted chocolates. If you're looking for some local fast food, check out the Boise Fry Company. Their motto is the fries are the main meal and burgers are on the side. So the best place to get some Idaho souvenirs is Idaho Made on the corner of 6th and Main. My favorite place to get coffee downtown is Java. It's on the corner of 6th and Main Street. Another place to get some locally made gifts, accessories, and clothing is Dragonfly. It's also on 5th, just past Main. If you're looking for an activity to do, you can check out the Boise Art Glass. You can book a hot shot class where you make your own glass objects. Number 2 on my list is Morrison Park. This is definitely my favorite park here in Boise. It stretches out over 153 acres along the Boise River and the Greenbelt. There's a bocce ball court here, frisbee golf, and there's plenty of grass for you to just walk around in and stretch out and have a picnic on. Every year there's also a number of events that are hosted here. So in the fall, there's the Spirit of Boise Hot Air Balloon Festival. They fill up the park with hot air balloons and you come at night and see them all light up, really beautiful colors. This is also where the Boise River float ends. It starts about 6.5 miles upriver at Barber Park, and you get out here in Morrison Park. And then throughout the year, there's also a number of runs and marathons and other competitions that are hosted here in the park. Now, the park is actually part of the Idaho Birding Trail, which is a 2,000+ mile trail that goes throughout the state of Idaho, where you can see 300+ species of birds. And Morrison Park is one of 250+ sites on this trail. And over the past year, bird watchers have seen over 125 different types of birds here. There's also some really nice trees here. So over 1,200 throughout the park, 40 different kinds, including some sequoias, which are over 100 years old. And another reason I like this park is it's along the Boise River Greenbelt, so you can get a nice relaxing feel of what downtown Boise is like, check out the Boise River. And it's about 1.5 miles away from BSU, so you can walk up to the campus there and check out the campus if you're interested in seeing what BSU is like. So the Greenbelt cuts right through the BSU campus. It's about 1.5 miles away from Morrison Park, so if you have some time, it's kind of fun to walk up here and have a look at the campus. There's about 24,000 students that go to school here. 66% of them are in-state. The most popular degrees here are nursing, psychology, biology, and computer science. Kind of a fun fact, BSU is the only university in the United States that offers a master's degree in raptor biology. At some point, you also have to check out a BSU football game or a basketball game. So the third place you have to see when you visit Boise is North End. But before I move on, if this video has been helpful, hit the like button. That kind of helps the YouTube gods know that somebody likes this video, and then they pass it on to more people like you. So North End is in Boise's Hyde Park, which is a historic district here in the Treasure Valley. Now, I think the best way to see this area is by starting with a driving tour up Harrison Boulevard. Harrison Boulevard is arguably the most picturesque street in the entire Treasure Valley. It was named after President Benjamin Harrison, who came to visit the city of Boise in 1891. President Harrison, you'll remember, is the one who signed the Idaho Admissions Act, which made Idaho a state in 1890. Many of these homes were built between 1900 and 1940, so a lot of the homes are over 100 years old. And this was the city's first planned community. They made the area really nice. They added the median in 1910, planted trees, and then they added this whole area to the Register of Historic Places in 1980. Now, as you can probably imagine, if you want to buy one of these homes, you're going to pay a pretty penny. Smaller cottages begin at around $800,000, and then larger homes are going to be in the $2 to $3 million price range. So after you've seen Harrison Boulevard and Simplot Hill, come back down to Camel's Back Park. So this is Camel's Back Park. It's got the usual grass and playground equipment that most Boise parks have. But what I love most about this park is the beautiful view of the foothills to the east and the Treasure Valley to the west. In 1891, Boise installed a train trolley for public transportation, and that was just 3 years after New York had installed a train trolley in their city. So in the late 1800s, Boise was on the cutting edge of technology. So the train car only lasted for about 30 years here in Boise. It was replaced by the car in 1928. But when the train car was in use here, Hyde Park was the epicenter of Boise's streetcar suburb. So 13th Street is just a fun, relaxing place to grab a coffee or have dinner. And it's also got a really cool classic ice cream parlor, which is kind of a hit with the kids. Number 4 on the list is The Village at Meridian. This really is Meridian's key attraction. It's on the corner of Eagle and Fairview. So in the winter, they have an ice skating rink and a Santa Claus display. In the summer, throughout the summer, every weekend, there's live music. They label themselves as Idaho's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination. And it really is a fun place to come and hang out, grab a bite to eat. There's tons of different stores. There's over 30 restaurants, a movie theater. So if you're looking for a place to grab a bite to eat, hang out with some friends, and have a real shopping experience, this is the place to come. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and don't forget about the free guide down below.